In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to change file and directory permissions in Linux. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to my sales directory, which is the directory that I want to make the changes in. I'm going to type ls, and then I'm going to see that I have three different things here. I have one directory and two files. Okay, so right now I want to view their permissions. So for that, I would type ls-l. And here we can see that the different permissions apply to this directory and these two text files. Okay, so now let's go ahead and change the permissions of the managers directory. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to explain what each of these letters mean. Then I'm going to show you how to set different permissions for each directory. Okay, so R stands for read. So R means you have the permission to read. W means you have the permission to modify and write. And X is execute. Okay. So here, these first three are the permissions for the user. Okay. These three are the permissions for the group, and these three are the permissions for other. Okay. So right now, I want to make some changes. Okay, so for that, I need to type sudo chmod user plus write w and execute. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing for the group and type g plus write and execute, and then I'm going to type managers. Okay, and if I type ls-l, you can clearly see that there has been a change here. Okay, so for group it didn't really change, and I just wanted to show you how you would do it. For others I didn't do because I was satisfied with the permissions applied to them, which is they do not have any permissions over the managers for there. However, let me show you how you would also change the permission of the others. Okay, so first let me clear the screen, then I'm going to type sudo chmod, and then I'm going to type O, which means others, plus let's just say we want to give them read and execute permission in order to view the directory, because in Linux, if you want users to be able to view a directory, you need a read and execute permission for that particular directory. Okay, then I'm going to type managers, and if I type ls-l, you're going to notice that the change has been applied right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do the same thing but for the project file. Okay, so first let me clear the screen, but this time I'm going to do it differently. Okay, so I'm going to type sudo chmod, but this time I'm going to use a different technique. Okay, I'm going to use numbers instead of letters. Okay, so first let me explain. There are three different numbers to represent permissions in Linux: 1, 2, and 4. 4 represents the read permission, 2 represents the write permission, and 1 represents the execute permission. Okay, so let's just say I wanted the user to have all the permissions over this file. Okay, I would type 7. Okay, and let's just say I wanted the group to have the read and execute. I'll type 5. And let's just say I do not want the I do not want the others to have any other permissions over the sales text file. I'll type 0, and then I would type sales, which is the name of the text file. And if I type ls-l, you can clearly see that the changes have been applied. Okay, so here, and now let's just say you wanted to remove permissions. Okay, so let's just say here in this case you want to remove the execute permission for the group. Okay, for that you would need to type sudo chmod, and there are two different ways. I'm going to show you both. So first you could write g minus x, and that would remove the execute permission for the group. If I type first, let me clear the screen, ls-l, and the execute permission has been removed. Another way, let's just say I wanted to remove the execute permission for the user. So this is what I need to type: sudo chmod 6, and let's just say that I wanted the others to have read and execute. I'll type 5, then I would type 0, and then type sales. And if I type first, let me clear the screen. If I type ls-l, you can see that the changes have been applied. Okay, so that is basically it, everyone. That is how you would change the permissions of files and directories in Linux. I hope you learned something useful in this video. Please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.